Welcome to this live episode of Audacity Lead. Welcome to this live show. I want to sincerely appreciate everyone who's here this evening. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. I want to say thank you to you for being here this evening. Well, today is my birthday and I'm quite excited that I have received today for the show of love. I want to say thank you to everyone who's tuned in right now. Thank you so much for being on this show right now. Thank you. And if you are here right now, please can you leave a comment in the comment section and just say yes, just say a shout out, yes, I'm here. And in fact, you can even leave me a happy birthday message right now. I'll be glad to receive your message right now. Just wish me a happy birthday. Well, today has been good. So I've received a lot of responses, a lot of messages from both within and outside Nigeria, from both within and outside. I just want to say thank you to all of you that have reached out to me today to say thank you, to just wish me a happy birthday. Thank you so much. And if you are tuning into this show right now, you will see on the page where you are tuned in right now, that's stepluminary.com/live show. You will see that there's a link. There's a file that I made available for download to every single person who's on this show right now. I've made a file available for your download, and that is so that you can actually download that file and follow along as I teach these 5 steps to building your authority, multiplying your influence, and generating income online. But before I go into that, I simply want to just say a shout out to the number of persons listening to me right now. I can see that the numbers are gradually increasing, and I really want to say thank you so much for being here. I'm not going to waste your time in any way. We have just 1 hour together right now, and we're actually going to do this. So if you don't mind, can you please leave me a comment right now and let me get your comment right now. If you are tuned in right now, can I get a yes? And if, of course, you can include a happy birthday, I won't mind. But truly, I'm really excited for you to be joining me right now. I'm excited to have you join me. So I want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let's get into the conversation for today. Is anybody still getting me? If you're getting me, can I get a yes, please? Okay, so for today's live show, I really want to get into the details of this. And the main reason why I'm actually doing this is because I get a lot of questions from time to time. I can see 2 comments, but right now I can't see the exact thing being written. So I think I might have to just... Okay, let me just give you a little preview. This is just some housekeeping actually. So a little review to what's actually happening today. Today has been my birthday, or today was my birthday. Is it was or is? Any of the two. Today actually is my birthday. And I've had a nice time all through today. But the interesting part is the fact that before now, especially since I started Audacity to Lead 1 year ago, one of the things I've decided to do has actually been to teach on my birthday to actually help people with get certain results on my birthday. I remember last year, what I did last year was actually, I can remember we did Audacity to Lead conference, which ran for 8 days. Last year we did Audacity to Lead conference, which ran for 8 days, and it ran from Sunday to Sunday, and we had over 12,000 people in participation during those 8 days. And I was really excited to have such number of people. But this year, I decided it wasn't going to be as intense as that. This year, I just want to make it a little bit simpler for people to actually get in and then join in from anywhere they are. That's why I'm making it an audio seminar for you. And I'm actually going to be teaching this right away. So I really want to say I appreciate the number of persons joining me right now. I can see the number is already increasing. So I want to say thank you so much for being here. Now, for you listening to me right now, I would like to know where you're listening from and where you are actually... I'd like to know where you're listening from. I'd like to know where you're listening from, and then possibly just a little bit of just letting me know a little bit about you. And of course, you can see that it's only Facebook comments I have there right now, and that's actually deliberate. The reason why I did that is so that you won't have to log in anytime to actually leave a comment. That is, you can leave a comment without having to do a lot of stress on your part. Now, for today, like I said, today I actually want to teach you how to take your idea, your message, your passion, and take it online and turn it into an online business. And I'm going to be showing you 5 steps to do that. Build your authority, multiply your influence, and generate income online. What I'm going to show you today is actually step by step. And from what I said initially, I said you can actually download the file I have down there. You can see that there's a free file for you to download. Just click on the download here and you can download your file for free. You don't have to sign up. It doesn't require any sign up. And you can just click here to download the PDF walkthrough of this 5-step system that I'm sharing with you right now. So as we continue, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you once again. Okay, so if you download that file and open it right now, if you can download it and open it right now, you see that there is a structure I already put in place, and that is so that you can understand it. Now, you see that the 5 steps are actually simple. The first step is the PDF actually starts from below. You find number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. And what you actually have is the first step is at the rung of the ladder, the bottom rung of the ladder, the lowest. You see a triangle. If you open that file, you see a triangle right now. And that triangle is actually building its way up. And you can see at the top that you are the person at the top. You are that person who's shouting, "Yay, I've won!" And actually what I want you to help to understand today is that no matter what the idea you have, no matter the passion you have, no matter the business you're already running right now, you can actually turn it into something that can help you build your authority online, generate income, and also multiply your influence. You can do that touching lives and also generating income. A little about myself. Actually, let me tell you a little about myself. When I left my official work as at the last week of May 2014, which is just 1 year now, when I left last year, I left with just a couple of money in my account, and then in a short time I ran out of that money. But before I ran out of that money, one thing I noticed was that while I was preparing to leave, I was already setting up my site, I had already set up podcast, set up all of that, and then I had started doing something. So by the time I was leaving, I wasn't leaving completely empty. So what I discovered I did was that by putting together that Student to Lead conference last year, I was able to get in front of my own target audience, get in front of a lot of people, and that was how I was able to build an audience right from the get-go. But for some of you right now, I know you may not have that chance, you may not have that opportunity. You might even still be at your paid employment right now, and you might be finding some interest in running your business, doing some things online. And that is why I have invited you over to this show today to be a part and to learn how you can actually build that. And what I've done is I've distilled that into 5 simple steps that you can actually take. In fact, by the time you finish this live seminar today, you'll be equipped, armed, and ready to shoot, ready to start. So if you open up that file, you'll see that there's a triangle, and that triangle from the rung of the ladder starts like clarify. The second step says communicate. The third step says create. The fourth step says commercialize. And then the fifth step says consolidate. Now, if you look at that triangle again, you will notice that each of them has a specific color and has some text written beside it. For the create side, you will notice I wrote something like launch a blog, create your podcast, start a YouTube channel. Now I'm going to go into details and walk you through step by step how you are going to do this one after the other. But then before I start, I would like to let you know that success is the freedom to choose your path according to your desire. This is a statement I heard recently from Natural Born Coaches podcast hosted by my friend Mark Mawini, and I was privileged to be the guest, the first African to appear on his podcast ever, on episode 140. I think that should be naturalborncoaches.com/140. And I was the first Nigerian to appear on his podcast. And when I was asked about entrepreneurship, I said entrepreneurship is one of the markets in Nigeria right now. And I believe some of you can actually attest to that, that is correct. Now, John Lee Dumas says, success is the freedom to choose your path according to your desire. It means that nobody dictates your life for you. You have the whole chance to do what you want, how you want, where you want, and when you want. But the thing is, if you don't have a plan that you can follow, you actually tend to jump from here to here, here to there, here to there. And actually, as much as I teach people personal branding, I also let them understand that so much that you can do if you go the online route, and that's what I want to teach you today. So if you look at it, until when I started implementing what I'm about to teach you right now, when I started implementing it myself, and they never made any headway online. So I'm very, very passionate about the platform the Luminary Platform system, the Luminary Platform I'm sharing with you right now. So let's get into the main part, the main meat of this seminar right now. So like I said, there are 5 steps to take. The first step is to clarify. This is where you develop your core message. This is where you learn the essence of why you're actually going online. The second step is to communicate, where you start developing content, start sharing stuff with the people who are tuning in, listening to you, or coming to your site. And the third step is actually for you to create. Yes, I'm correct. The third step is for you to create. Now, that creation is actually where you have your own platform, kind of. But then I'm going to get into that. So, step 4 is for you to commercialize, and step 5 is for you to consolidate. I hope you're still there with me right now. Can you still hear me? If you can hear me, can I hear the yes? I want to know that you are hearing me right now. Can I get a phone, please? If I can get a phone, I can browse actually. Okay. So if you are still there with me, can I get a yes? Can I get a yes if you are still there with me? Okay, to continue, let's continue. Let's move on from here. So, like I said, you have 5 steps to take to actually take your idea, your business, your passion, your message online, and turn it into something that can generate income, build your authority, and multiply your influence. So let's get into the meat of it. How can you actually do that? What are the steps to take? So when you talk about clarify, from the file that you downloaded just now, you'll see that there are actually 3 things to do when it comes to clarification, where you develop a unique message, where you develop your core message, when you actually work on your core message, getting clear on what you really want to go to the market to do. For example, you're not just getting to the market because you're not just going online because you just want to have a blog. It's not really a blog that actually helps you online. It's not really a podcast. I know a lot of you listening to me right now actually know me by podcasting. I'm podcasting. Yes, I know. The thing is, it's not really a podcast it's not a podcast I'm actually doing online. Podcast is not my major work online. Podcast is not my major business online. Podcast is not really my major thing that I do online. I do a lot of things. And if you look at that, you realize that it's far, way more easier when you have a clear-cut core message that you are going to be sharing with the world. So what's a core message actually? A core message is something that runs through everything you do. For example, on Audacity to Lead, when I started Audacity to Lead in 2014, one of the things I didn't do was to get a clear core message, even though I had the core message, but I didn't have it clearly spelled out the way it is right now. So what did I do? So what did I do? All I did was simple. I simply sat down and said, okay, what is my message? What am I really trying to help people understand online? Now, for the information, I'm actually doing this broadcast right now, this live seminar. I'm doing it directly from my BlackBerry phone. And that may be surprising to you. That's because it's over time that I began to learn some things. Now, I'm going to get into how I did that anyway. But then, when we talk about clarification, clarifying your message, like I was saying, I said a couple of months back, I was categorizing my audience by age. And I was not really clear about what I was going to be doing. But of course, I knew I wanted to do something. So I was categorizing my audience by age. And I wasn't so wrong. But of course, I wasn't doing the right thing like I should have done. So what I did was to actually change my core message in a way that I know that now it doesn't only appeal to a specific age. It actually appeals to people with a passion, with a message, just as you are here right now. The reason why you're here right now is because my core message now is something that appeals to you. So at the point of clarification, what you need to learn to do is you take into consideration demographics, the psychographics, and then a core message or a core belief. Now, what does that mean? Demographic simply means that you are taking into consideration where people that you are trying to reach live, where how old a person is. Like I teach my private clients, I teach them that you are not always appealing to a crowd at a time. You are appealing to a person. Like you are listening to me right now, you are a person. Listen to me. I understand I have several persons listening to me from my side right now, but of course, you are not I'm speaking to a crowd right now, but I'm speaking to you as an individual. You are listening to me as an individual. You are not listening to me as a group. So the easiest way for me to actually appeal to you right now is to talk to you as a person, not to talk to you as hello fam, hello peeps, hello that. It's quite funny, but I see a lot of people do that. That's because they are not so clear about who they are trying to reach. If you know who you are trying to reach, you address the person by the first person singular. Like, hey, hi there, this is what I'm trying to do. And you address the person as a person, not as a group, not as thousands of persons that you're trying to reach. I hope you get that. So once it comes to psychographics actually talk about, you actually take into consideration the pain points, the challenges that people are facing, the things, the needs, wants, and desires people have, the interest, the kind of things that interest them, the kind of things that actually appeal to them. That's what you take into consideration when it comes to psychographics. Now, let me give you an example. For you listening to me right now, I know one of your psychographic need or one of the things that appeal to you right now, psychographically, if that English exists actually, is the fact that you want to take your idea online. Either you want to start a blog, you want to start a podcast, or you want to start a YouTube channel, or you want to start an email newsletter, or you want to start whatever it is you want to start. Actually, starting first is not the main problem, but it is getting clear on who you are trying to reach, what you are trying to do, and what message you are going to be sharing with them. That is the most important part of the deal. And that's why you need to develop your core message. What's your core message? Like I said before, your core message is actually the thin line that runs through everything you do. For me, on Audacity to Lead, my goal is to help you get focused, get started, and be impactful. Talking about creating a podcast, talking about creating a blog, talking about creating a YouTube channel, or you leading with more influence is actually embedded in the three phrases I just read to you just now. Get focused, get started, and be impactful. That is the reason, that's my core message on Audacity to Lead. And actually, that core message is actually something that I didn't work on before. At first, I started with saying that I help young emerging leaders make the leap from potential to productive performance. Now, the thing is, that is good English, but it doesn't really communicate what I'm helping people do. And so, your core message belief is that point where you actually get very clear on what you're trying to do. I hope you get that right now. Now, still talking about core belief. Your core belief could actually be in the form of maybe your world view, maybe something you believe in, and you need others to believe in also. For example, one of my core beliefs, as you can find on the PDF file that you just downloaded on this same page right now, is the statement that opens the book that says that if you have to be successful in the market today, you need a compelling message, a marketable product, and a meaningful platform. That is a core belief, but that is not really what I'm doing, or let me say that is what I'm doing, but that's too long to embed it into something that you can quickly get. How did I put it? I say get focused, get started, and be impactful. In fact, if you look at the file, well, you also say that get focused, get started, impactful is by the side, and you can see that it's already grouped. Now let's talk a little more about clarity. Now, when you get cleared about what you need to do, clarity actually creates commitment, which actually attracts the right customers. When you're not able to get clear on what you are trying to do, you won't attract the right customers, the right kind of people you want to read your blog, the right kind of people who want to listen to your podcast. For example, this podcast right now, I can tell you the kind of persons who's listening to me right now. I can tell you the persons who are listening to me right now. I know them, not because I know them physically, not because I know them virtually, but because I know one particular need all of you have right now that are listening to me. You have a need, and it is to keep your idea, your passion, your message, your business online. Are you getting what I'm trying to explain? So, now touching base on clarity, clarifying, one other thing that you may also want to consider is what I call developing your guru positioning. And now, in the last 4 or 5 days, I've had to explain guru positioning to people over and over again. And guru positioning simply means something like this. Every single person who has a message, who has a passion, who has a business or an idea he wants to share with the world, or something like that, is tilting towards 2 directions per time. Or let's say it's tilting towards a direction per time, but you are headed in 2 directions, or you have a compass. Or let's say if you draw a circle, yeah, I think that's going to work fine. If you draw a circle right now and you draw a line between the circle, you divide the circle into 2 using a line. What thing you write leader by this side and you write entrepreneur by this side. What you discover is that sometimes you move towards the direction of being a leader. Sometimes you move towards the side of being an entrepreneur. And what's the difference? This is the difference. A leader is always more driven by influence and impact. An entrepreneur is always driven by profit and income. So once you're able to balance it, that's when you develop your guru positioning, because you're able to understand that, okay, this is how I impact on the world. This is how I generate income from the world. So if you understand the clarifying stage, you understand that this is very critical. A lot of people who actually start blogs, who actually start podcasts, start YouTube channels, start social media following, all of that they are not the main thing. The main thing is the clarity you go to an audience with. And actually, this is where you begin to attract an audience, when you get very clear on what you are cut out, what you are set out to do. So let me go to the second stage. The second stage is where you learn to communicate. And actually, communicate is where you start educating your market. This is where you educate your market. You develop a hook and a promise. A hook actually talks about a promise, talks about a problem rather. A hook talks about a problem, that is, this is the problem people have. A promise talks about the solution I'm offering. And some people call it unique selling proposition. But then, is that unique selling proposition, that's what you start communicating to the marketplace. And that, or let me say it this way, your clarity, the clarity you have developed is what you actually communicate through your unique selling proposition, through your value. I actually call it authority value proposition. That's what I actually call it. So you learn to develop a hook and a promise. A hook, like I said, talks about a problem. A promise talks about the solution. And on Audacity to Lead, I think episode 27 or so, if you can remember 6 steps to creating content that gets results, I talk about this, and I actually talk about you communicating your message in a way that you are more driven by the results you provide for people. And there are 3 results you can actually provide for people, either to be, to do, or to have. For you listening to me right now, I know the results you live here with is actually you will have and you're able to do. That's the result I have in mind for creating this seminar, for example. So you learn to communicate your message in a way that is engaging, attractive, and very entertaining, and also educative to your audience. But then it's also helping you get specific results for people. And actually, there are a lot of people who are just blasting messages, sharing content, just talking about all manner of things. For example, when I see blogs, when I see blogs, and I'm a very curious person. So when I receive, let's say I receive an email or I receive a broadcast, I try as much as possible to open all links to just see what they are doing there. One of the things I always notice is that this blog, one blogger will say that gist, news, entertainment, inspiration and all that, you can't do everything. You can't solve all the problems people have. It is the more you actually pick a problem to solve that you become a master in that field. For example, right now, everybody knows me with podcasting. When I actually saw podcasting in Nigeria was being searched for less than 50 times when I did. And I said, okay, if people are looking for podcasts, and I've been podcasting for close to 9 months, I just said, okay, why not create something to teach people how to start a podcast? And that was how, just that episode alone has brought me over and over again, people who are asking for private clients, people, companies, organizations, and all that. Now, it is because I was able to clarify my message, and then I communicated it in a way that appealed to the market that needed it. So that's one thing you have to learn to do. So stage 3, like I said, if you look at the PDF in your hand, stage 3 is actually talking about creation, and that's create. This is where you learn to create the platform actually. I've started saying recently, as much as we know that content is king, every leader, every intentional leader is full of content. As much as we have people who have content, there are very few people who have platforms. And my own passion is to help people develop platforms that help them build authority, multiply their influence, and generate income. Because my goal is not just to help you just come around and just say, okay, all I want to come and do is just to have a blog. No. In fact, I've had people who fought me because when they came to me, they said they wanted to be like, what's her name? Linda Ikeji. And I said, sorry, if you have to be like Linda Ikeji, I'm not the right person to talk to. That's how clear I am about the kind of people I want to, the kind of results I want to help people get. So I say, if you want to be like Linda Ikeji, I'm sorry, I can't help you. And then sometimes they ask me, they say, why? Why is it that you can't help? I said, first of all, Linda Ikeji doesn't have a message. I only work with people who have a message, an idea, a passion, or a business that they want to take online. I don't work with people who are actually going online, and then if they see somebody who jumped inside well today, they will say, come and see this person who jumped inside well. Then tomorrow they will be sharing news from what we have seen in TV. They will still be sharing it on their blog. That's actually, I don't see any value in that. So once I get somebody to me like, this is what I want to do, I say, no, you can't do that. And the reason why I'm actually telling you right now is because if you have been doing that, you need to really get clear about what you have to bring to the marketplace. Your platform, your blog, your podcast, your social media following, your YouTube channel, all of that are actually platforms, but they are not just platforms because you have to just talk about everything. You have to talk about, the more specific you are actually, the better the audience you will get, and the more people will pay you because they know that you actually bring in a solution to the marketplace. And that is what a lot of people lack. Actually, when I talk about platform, you need to understand that there are 5 platforms that exist right now that you can actually start right away. Immediately after you finish this seminar, you can actually start that right away. You can create a blog. You can start with free WordPress, wordpress.com. You can go to wordpress.com and start a blog right now and start with that. If you can't go the route of paying, let's say, 3,000 or 4,000 to your own self-hosted WordPress blog. And the reason why I always choose WordPress is because it's far better than Blogspot. You know, there's not actually tell me because I've actually been using Blogspot from 2006 to 2008 before I stopped using Blogspot. And within that number of years, I started 8 different blogs on Blogspot. And I've seen it. And then you are able to embed all your tweets into your blog. What you have, let's say you use an app and then you are able to embed all your tweets into your blog. What you have eventually is still the Twitter page that's on your blog. So it's really not yours. If Twitter goes down, let's say, like Google went down some time ago for 5 minutes, a lot of websites were down. They couldn't operate simply because they all depended on Google. So just imagine if Twitter goes down, something like that. What happens to all of your tweets? And then the worst part is that 2 weeks after you have posted your content, you won't even be able to find it again, which is worse. So I'll tell you that the very most basic platform you should start right now is WordPress blog. Create a WordPress blog right away. In fact, after listening to this live show, just go ahead and create a WordPress.com, create a free blog. But then, why should you stay with a free blog when starting a full blog is actually less than the price of a birthday cake? I know that could be funny, but actually that's correct. That's true. Having a full blog is actually about 4,000 naira or so. In fact, if you go to wehost.com.ng right now, you will sign up for wehost.com.ng. That is wehost.com.ng. You can sign up for an account, and then you get a. So, okay, I was having a one-on-one session with you last night here in Makurdi. So, okay, I think I didn't mention that I was doing this live broadcast all the way from Makurdi. Okay, if you're listening to me right now, I'm actually doing this live broadcast all the way from Makurdi, and like I mentioned before, I'm doing it directly from my BlackBerry phone right now. So if you're listening to me, you're listening to me from a BlackBerry phone. Awesome, awesome. That's how far technology has gone. Well, back to what I was saying. You should create a blog, engage a social media following, create a YouTube channel, start an email newsletter, and fifth of them, as you can see in that file, is for you to actually launch a podcast. If you want to launch a podcast, I can help you. Of course, I can help you. That one is something I've been doing, and I've been teaching people both privately and as a group program. Well, that's not the essence of this. Now, let me emphasize something that I mentioned the other time. I said not everybody has to have a blog. Not everybody has to have a podcast. But every one of you listening to me right now has to have a platform. Why is that important? That's because as much as you have a passion, as much as you have a message, as much as you have a business, as much as you have an idea, the simplest way for you to go. In fact, what I do right now is that my podcast, my blog, my site, audacitytolead.com is now my CV. Each time people ask me and say, somebody just told me about you. Can you tell me more about yourself? I just tell them, go to social place and check. Once they go there and say, oh, this is what you do, interesting. I've been looking for somebody to teach me that. And that automatically becomes like a resume, a CV, a profile for them to see. And that has helped me in a number of ways. So, if you're listening to me right now, you should know that having a presence online is in fact, Facebook is not your platform. Facebook is a social media following, like I said in the file you have right now. So let's move over to the next point. Step number 4 is to commercialize. Now, when we talk about commercializing, you will notice that in the file you have in your hand, I said create marketable learning programs and products. And I said, I can't even remember the 3-4 things I wrote today right now. But of course, the file is not even in my hand right now. Wow, this is quite exciting. Well, let me talk about marketable learning programs and products. Now, the reason why I'm referring to that file is because I want all of you listening to me right now to actually have that file with you. I want you to have that file with you right now. So if you haven't downloaded it yet, you're listening to this right on audacitytolead.com/live show. Just scroll down beneath the player you are using to listen to this right now. Just click here. You see that here is already highlighted in an orange color. Just click that. It says click here to download the PDF walkthrough of the 5-step system I'm sharing with you. I'm using on the show right now. So once you download that will show you the visuals of what I'm actually teaching right now. So let's continue. So I said marketable learning programs. I'm at step number 4 right now, which is commercialize. And now, the reason why commercialize is part of the process is this. A lot of persons start blog or start websites, start YouTube, start channels and all that. But the thing is, they don't have a monetizable idea. Not because their idea is not actually monetizable, but because they lack the strategy. Now, if you are able to clarify your message in the first place, and you have started communicating that message in a way that is compelling, in a way that is engaging, in a way that is quite intriguing to people to hear and want to pay attention to, what you begin to discover as you do that, I can tell you that if you do this right, actually in about 3-4 months, which is less than 90 days, you begin to see people who will ask you, please, how much do you do this? How do you do this? Can you teach me how to do this? Now, there's something I always say, like my Bible told me, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, the word shall be established. Now, I'm not trying to quote Bible here, but I'm just referring to that to let you know that once 2 or 3 persons ask me anything, any question at all, in fact, that's one of my secrets that you are getting right now. Once I have 1, 2, 3 people ask me the same question, I don't let it go past 3. I create a product to answer that. Now, what's the meaning of marketable learning programs and products? Now, marketable simply means that it is marketable because it's easy to sell. It has a lot of people who want that product. Once you have over 3 people needing a product, once you have more than 2 people, which is, let's say 3, asking for the same question, what I do is I simply create a product. Now, once I create a product, I know if 100 other persons have the same question, I can refer them to that product. And that's what makes it a marketable product, in that a lot of people want them. There are a lot of products that I see that people create, even the headline or the title of such products will not even make it sell. Now, sometimes I laugh at that because it actually tells me that maybe this person did not do a lot of brain work before he actually created the product. But a simple tweak to your subject line, to your title, to the title of the product you are creating, can actually increase your price. It can increase the number of people that will buy what you have. So what makes a product like I said, what makes a product marketable is because it is easy to sell and because a lot of people want it. So how do you know if a lot of people want a product? If you follow the steps I've shared with you so far, you realize that at a point people will begin to ask you about something they can buy or something that you can teach them. Now, once we get to that point, like I said, my mantra is, once 2 or 3 persons ask me the same question, it tells me I have a product to create. I don't wait for 5 people to ask me the same thing before I create a product. In fact, once 1 person asks me, most times I record the question down, I write it down, I say, okay, this person has asked me this. In fact, such questions actually help me to provide my product in such a way that it meets exactly what you are looking for. For example, if you go to audacitytolead.com/blog with excellence kit, which is the page where you can get the blog with excellence book right now, you will discover that what I wrote there is actually coming from what people have actually complained to me about. I'm exhausting data, I'm not getting paid for my data, I'm doing this, I'm not getting this. That's what I actually used to create my own sales page. And that's what I actually packaged in the book. The answers to those questions, exact answers to those questions. And I've been able to do it so far. So, creating a product is the 4th step, commercialize. So let's go to the 5th step, which is consolidate. Now, this 5th step actually talks about 3 basic things. First of all, you create a system that you can repeat. In fact, when I say system, it means repeatable system. For example, what's a system? A system is something like what I'm teaching you right now. The 5 steps to take to build your authority, multiply your influence, and generate income online. Now, 5 steps to take to build your authority, multiply your influence, and generate income online. Well, thanks to Victor Bassi, who actually worked with me to help me develop this in this way. But they were things I've been doing before, but I didn't boil it down into a system. It was at the point when I got to the point where I got to consolidating it that I was able to build out a system out of what I'm doing. Now, what does a system do? A system makes your process repeatable. A system makes your results repeatable. You can get the same results for people over and over and over again. That's what a system does for you. So once you have been able to do something once, twice, 3 times, you have a pattern you are using to do it. Just create a system that you can teach other people. In fact, if you check out Blog with Excellence right now, you discover that Blog with Excellence actually is a system. And in fact, it's a 10-part system that walks you through starting, growing, and monetizing your blog in 10 days or less. That's .com, Gumroad, G-U-M, Nigeria. You can go with Gumroad, Gumroad.com, Gumroad, Gumroad.com. Now, Gumroad will allow you to get paid when you sell a product. And if you are thinking of also getting paid for your services, let's say you are a coach, you are a business person, you are a consultant, and you want to get paid, you can actually use 2Checkout, that is 2 digits, CHECKOUT.com, and you can open an account. Then you also open a Payoneer account such that once you receive payment through 2Checkout, to check out pays into your Payoneer account. Payoneer is PAYONEER.com, and you can open it with even your voter's card, your normal PVC. Your normal PVC, you can open it with your normal PVC, with your national ID card, with any ID card that you have that is government related, and they will verify it, they will approve it for you, and then you have they will even send you an ATM, and with that ATM, you can actually go to practically any ATM machine and withdraw your money. But I think some banks actually have different exchange rates, and you withdraw the dollar equivalent of the money you have in your account, your Payoneer account. So you can practically get paid for doing that. And that's actually a way to automate your business, because you're automating your business in a way that makes it easy for people to pay you. Now, when I talk about automating your business, there are actually 5 types of automation you can put into your business. And I'm going to share 4 of the basic ones with you right now. So 4 ways to automate your business. Number 1 is email marketing. That's number 1. Email marketing is an automation process. You can set up autoresponders. But of course, if you don't have a lot of things to do, you can actually set up a free MailChimp account right now. mailchimp.com, and you can set up MailChimp. The reason why I always recommend MailChimp is because its interface is quite easy to use, very, very easy to set up. And the good part, the most interesting part, which I found fascinating, is that I can actually send a broadcast email right from my mobile phone, from my BlackBerry phone. I don't have to always get on the laptop to send a broadcast email. I've practically turned it into what I can actually sit down like this and then send out a broadcast email. Oh, I think it's even skipped my mind to even send out a broadcast email to my email list. To all of my email lists. I think I have about 4 different email lists. What I did was to go to a section inside each of the lists called Email Beamer, and I copied out the email that was created specifically for that list, and I saved it to my contact on my phone. So anytime I have to send a broadcast to my email, I simply open, like I'm sending a normal email to somebody, and I simply open it and say, okay, this is the email I want to send to, and I choose the particular list I want to send that email to, and I click send. And it goes, MailChimp will tell me, are you ready to send this email now? And I click reply and click send and type send. By the time I do that, it simply blasts my email to over 400 contacts on a list, or to over 1,000 people on another list, just like that. And I'm doing that right from my phone without having to get on my laptop. So that's one way to actually automate your business. Another way to automate your business is customer relationship management. That's an automation system also. While I may not be able to go into this very well, the customer relationship management, customer relationship management actually means that you are able to manage when people come in contact with you, and how you are able to segment them into the right list, into the right, using their interest or the links that they click and all that. That's another way. But then there's the other third type, which is the shopping cart or payment system. That's also another automation, and you can remember that I just spoke about that just now, where I spoke about how to get paid for what you do. And that's a part of consolidation actually, because if you're not able to consolidate your stuff into what can actually turn into one single system that actually generates money on its own without your own direct involvement. Let's say you run a service-based business, for example. You can actually productize your services. When you productize your services, you make it into something that people can actually say, okay, this is what I need. They can order your services directly online without you being there, and then all you do is just you deliver what they need for you, what they need from you rather. You deliver it to their emails, or you deliver it to wherever address they might have provided for you. So that's another way to automate your business. And the fourth one is the marketing automation. Now, this marketing automation is actually a little big, but I'm going to try as much as possible to explain it to you. Now, when we talk about marketing automation, it actually talks about the steps people take to ascend your value ladder. There's something I call value ladder, or a value chain, where once somebody comes in contact with you, if the person likes your material and then subscribes to your, let's say, your blog, the person gets a free material. Then what happens next to that person? What does the person get next from that free material? While in the past, I didn't put this in place because I was trying to test out a lot of things and test out a couple of things. But now I think I've mapped it to an extent. So when we talk about marketing automation, this is where once somebody joins, let's say, let me give you a practical example. If you sign up for if you go to audacitytolead.com right now and you sign up for my free ebook, which is Break the Frame, the next page you will see is a paid product, a paid book for you to download. Now, the reason why I did that way is because I began to discover that the book was getting a lot of downloads. People were subscribing to the book, both from within and outside Nigeria. So I began to realize that, oh, okay, that means this is the beginning. When I talk about marketing automation, some people call it funnels actually, but for me, I call it marketing automation. This is where you begin to arrange products to be layered on each other. That is, if you get this, this is the next step for you to go. This is the next step for you to go. And that is the way you actually produce more money for you as somebody who's selling your idea, promoting your business, or using a blog or a platform or a podcast or even a social media to actually get paid or get business online. Now, what I'm sharing with you right now, a lot of people don't do it. A lot. When I say a lot of people, I mean a lot of people. And actually, it's not very difficult to do. All you need to do is first create a free product that actually delivers a specific result. Now, a free product, some people call it opt-in bribe. Some people call it a lead magnet. Now, what that does is that it actually promises, like I mentioned when I was talking about communication, when I said that when you're communicating, you have to develop a hook and a promise, where a hook talks about a problem and a promise talks about the solution you're providing. Now, what that means is this. If you carry, let's say you want to sell a book, let's say you're a relationship consultant, let's say you're a relationship counselor listening to me right now. Let's say, yes, let me use a relationship counselor. Let's say your first ebook or your first free product is let's say is how to handle quarrels with your fiance, or let's say how to handle quarrel with your husband, with your spouse. The next product should be, let's say in that product, maybe just 1, 2, 3 pages product, how to handle quarrel with your husband, how to handle quarrel with your spouse. Then just share maybe 1 strategy or 2 strategies for them to be able to do that. Now you will notice that that is very specific. Anybody that reads that will say, wow, I love this. In fact, somebody tuned in right now, listening to me right now, actually became my friend because of the free Break the Frame ebook he downloaded from my site. Now, when he downloaded the book, one of the things he did was to start sharing it and start sending it to a lot of other persons. But the thing is, after I sent it out, I discovered that a lot of persons also signed up for it. What that did is that the moment it created resonance for that guy, he was able to send it out to people like he himself, people like he is, people who already have the same passions like he is. And of course, suppose I had a product to follow up with that, that could have brought me some money. But of course, I've learned between that and now. Like right now, if you sign up for that same Break the Frame, the next thing you'll find is a blog with excellence product that actually shows you 10 steps to start, grow, and monetize your blog in 10 days or less. I'm letting you into my own secret, into my own back end stuff, because I really, really want you to go out of this seminar right now and actually practice these things. So that's the fourth automation thing you have to have. So each product has to be layered on each other such that each of them delivers specific results to anybody that comes in contact with you. So I believe that with this you are able to understand that. Now I understand that in this 51 minutes so far, I've actually touched a couple of things that you will actually want to, and this information may be overwhelming for you right now to take in. And what I would like right now is, as being my birthday present to you, I would like to get your feedback for this. If you enjoyed this, please leave a comment at audacitytolead.com/live show where you're listening to this right now. But I also know something that some of you will want to take this further. Maybe you will want me to guide you, or you will want me to take you through the specifics. Well, if that is what you want, I can also give that to you, but I can't give you all the details right now because that wasn't my plan. Okay, I just received a message. Somebody said you actually like. Okay, so I believe if this guy could need more detail into those steps, I believe some people like you also could also require some detail step by step. So maybe I can think, maybe I will come up. Of course, it only depends on when people ask. That's when I can make this available. So I'm not going to go into details right now. But of course, if you are thinking of taking your business, your idea, your passion online, build your authority, multiply your influence, and generate income, I have to tell you that I can help you. Being my birthday service is the reason why I still say that I really want to help you. So if that is what you are feeling like right now, you need some specifics, please send me a message, dio@audacitytolead.com, or better off, just go ahead to audacitytolead.com/contact. Use the on the page you are on right now, just click on get in touch and then just leave me a message. I'll get it and then I'll reply you. Then we'll discuss, we arrange that. We'll do that together. And of course, anybody who is interested in pursuing this further, you would like to get to know this into details. I know I've shared a couple of things. In fact, even me, I'm thinking right now that I hope you are able to get this. But of course, I know this has been wonderful for you. So if it has been wonderful for you so far, please, I'd like to hear your feedback. I'd like to get your feedback. But this is it. I don't want to imagine you having to struggle through this on your own. So please, I really would love to help you. So if that is what you want me to do, I can actually create something special for you, but you have to get in touch with me for that. That is how I will know what to do with that. So I want to say, with these 54 minutes so far, I want to say thank you so much for being on this live seminar, this live show of Audacity to Lead. I want to say thank you so much. I hope you found value in this. I hope you've been able to get value out of these 54 minutes that we've spent together. I believe this way is a far better way for me to celebrate my birthday than to bring my cake to your house. So than to actually bring cake to your house that you will actually crunch and munch, and then it's done, it's completed, and of course nothing else. You can't eat your cake. You can't eat my cake and still have it. You can't eat my own cake and still have it, because it's going to be small cake that I'm going to give you actually. So I really want to say thank you so much for being here. I see the number of people tuned in right now, and I see some people come in, drop off, some people drop in, come in, drop off. But really, let me give you an insider view. While I'm still doing this on my phone, it's being recorded with my phone also. So I'm going to upload this as the episode for Tuesday. Now, I don't know how heavy it's going to be, but I'm going to make it available to everybody for free download as a podcast episode on Tuesday. So in case you didn't get all of this, I believe on Tuesday you are going to get it. And I really want to say thank you so much for your birthday wishes today. Thank you so much for being with me today. I want to say thank you so much. My shout out to every single person who has reached out to me today on BBM, on WhatsApp, on Facebook, on Twitter, through emails, companies that I've worked with, how they sent me email. I really want to say thank you to my clients, to my friends, to my partners, to Aura's Passion. Actually, I'm going to be in Ibadan on Saturday. This Saturday, I'm going to be hosting a program on Saturday, and you actually have the chance to also tune in. But sincerely, I want to say thank you so much for being here today. I really value and appreciate you. I hope this 1 hour session has been a blessing to you. Thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in. If you have questions, please leave it. I don't want to exceed 1 hour, but if you leave your questions on audacitytolead.com/live show, I'm going to answer them, and then we're going to take it up from there. But in case, like I said, if you need more information, if you want to go into more detail into this with me, use audacitytolead.com/contact. That is, use the Get in Touch tab to get in touch with me, or send me a message on BBM or on WhatsApp, or send me an email, dio@audacitytolead.com, and we'll be able to discuss further. Once again, I would say thank you so much. I hope this has been a wonderful time for you, being my birthday. Once again, you can now go ahead and leave happy birthday message for me. Thank you so much. I hope you have the best of tonight. Thank you.